let's go to the fun part. Kellyanne Conway.
Ooh.
So recently, Kellyanne Conway's daughter went on Twitter and Instagram to announce that. Well, first, I think she announced that she was upset that her mom was going to speak at the Republican National Convention.
Yeah. There's a lot more that led into it.
No, I know, but that's the first thing I got. So you can clarify me on that.
Okay.
The first thing I heard was that, and then I heard about the whole she wanted to emancipate. So you can let me know if emancipation came first, and then.
Right. So, and the first time I'd heard of, this daughter, I can't remember what her name is. But first time I'd heard of her was in a BuzzFeed article about how Kellyanne's daughter keeps trolling the president, right? Because she had a TikTok and she had a Twitter, and she kept posting stuff on there that was very anti-Trump.
So
right?
She's like she's daddy's little girl, because we
know
that.
Well, actually, I will get into that because that's not exactly true. So, so at one point, the reason why for the BuzzFeed article is that there was a story that Kellyanne and George Conway had decided to take away her phone, right? Because they took away her phone because no, they removed her social media accounts, right? Because of all this stuff, right? They were like, okay, you got to stop. And both parents agreed. So then, leading up to her saying that she's gonna file for emancipation, there were a lot of tweets, not just the convention one, but there was something Kellyanne tweeted about a conversation with Donald Trump and Mike Pence, and the daughter replied to the tweet saying, "So a conversation with a homophobe and a rapist." And then I know. So there's like a lot of things like that. And then she started saying, "Does anyone know something about where I can get legal representation and yada yada?" And then she said the thing about she wants to file for emancipation. Anyway, Kellyanne, hours later, then puts out a tweet saying that she's leaving the White House, and she put out a PDF document, which no one does on Twitter, but very old-fashioned. Puts out a PDF document with a statement explaining why and saying that school is starting and parents need to be with their kids, and this time a lot of spin. Right.
Bro, we saw the Instagram and the Twitter, man.
Right, exactly. It was a lot of spin, and
And then the husband also. You said George. Yes. Is that his name?
George Conway is stepping back from the Lincoln Project as well. So anyway, that's how we got to where we are. But it's been going on for a while. Sorry, one more thing before you chime in. The thing I said when I said not necessarily daddy's little girl is because she did have a tweet out where she said that my dad and I don't agree on politics.
Oh, okay.
We just happen to agree that Donald Trump is the worst. But she identifies as a liberal. She even replied to one of AOC's tweets asking if she can intern for her and all that stuff. So.
Well, real quickly, in regards to George, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that he was with the Lincoln Project, and I honestly only recently heard about the Lincoln Project, because they're anti-Trump, right?
Very.
But a lot of people on the left have stated just because they're anti-Trump doesn't mean they're left. They're still very conservative. They're still
for sure.
Very,
for sure. Yeah.
So to me, when I heard that, when I realized that he was with the Lincoln Party, I was like, all right, he's just doesn't like Trump. But the thing that I look at as this is one as a husband and a father. I don't understand how the parents have allowed this to go so far. Because this isn't just a child being rebellious. This is a child, obviously, because the first time I heard about what's the daughter's name, by the way? Claudia.
I can't
Claudia.
remember what it is.
So Claudia, the first time I heard about this was actually one of my friends. She posted it on Facebook saying that hearing her Instagram, watching her Instagram, reading her tweets made her cry. So I obviously that made me interested because I was trying to figure out like what is Kellyanne Conway's daughter trying to say, right? And then I looked at it like what you're looking at, and this is of course me. I'm not an expert, right? I'm a father, not an expert father, but I'm pretty good at being a dad to my kids, right? I look at it as what you're seeing is a girl. Basically, she's fed up with being involved in a toxic environment because I don't understand how George and Trump have this beef. Kellyanne Conway, first of all, a lot of people attribute the win for Trump's presidency to her, which I think that's fair because she did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why, after all of the people who've lost their jobs in this administration, I mean, he's through like 5 press secretaries and all that stuff. She's still there. Yeah, and he didn't fire her. She's leaving because of family issues or whatever. So she made it through the gauntlet. There's a reason why. She is good at her job.
She wasn't fired from the apprenticeship. She voluntarily left. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? She made it to she made it to the show. She made it to the season finale.
So she made the season finale and then stepped away.
But the thing but for real, the thing that I'm looking at is one. Some people were talking about, oh, she's just throwing a fuss because her mom is speaking at the Republican National Convention, yada yada yada. About she needs to suck it up. That's her parents can do. You know what I mean? Like kind of the whole the child just needs to be the child and pay attention to the. And the thing with me is I'm like, if your daughter is that upset about it, maybe you need to listen to her. Maybe you finally are going to realize that maybe you're on the wrong side of things. There's been plenty of situations where children and parents and siblings and spouses have had very big disagreements on political views. But I don't know how I would feel as a father if my kids disliked my political view so much that they'd want to get away from me. You know what I mean?
That's like extreme at that point. That means, all right, you've really just dropped the ball for so long.
Yeah, and not only that, but it actually, I think it does read into, this actually happens more than people think. This is just a very, very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Public,
thank you. It's a very public situation. It's a very public disagreement between them because I have heard, like I said, I follow a lot of people on who do Twitter on the left, right? Leftist Twitter. And a lot of them, I've seen tweet. It breaks my heart, honestly. It breaks my heart when I see tweets where people talk about how I haven't spoken to my mom or my dad because they've shown me that they're a racist and they're a Trump supporter, right? And it's not saying that because you're a Trump supporter, you're automatically a racist. It's just saying that these people, they've shown me their racist sides. They're also big MAGA people, all that stuff. And honestly, it breaks my heart. And that's the thing that I think should definitely not get lost in the situation is what's going on with the daughter. Like people need to concern themselves with, make sure that the daughter is okay at the end of this. Yeah. Because Kellyanne Conway and George Conway, they're going to have jobs. They're going to get jobs after this.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
But they're not going to have, the Claudia is not going to get another mom and another dad. Yeah. So it's just.
And Claudia did tweet something after the whole thing about she's seeking emancipation. She tweeted something to the effect of, I'm not seeking emancipation because of my mom's job. It's because of, she said something about, mental abuse or whatever, right? So like it stems deeper than just that. And yeah, it is rough, which is why when you did mention it yesterday, we're going to talk about this. I was like, oof, I want to talk about it because it is important. but it's also
But you don't know how to talk about it. That's the thing is
yeah.
we don't really know how to talk, because I honestly can't pull anything from my life to say the same situation.